Hey guys, what's up? Woodworking here. It's been a while. I've been getting back into 5v5 and I've been spending a lot of time online with some people, uh, some old friends like Tinker and some new friends like LouisVuittonDon, NeonFire, and Hitman to some extent. And our conversations have been really entertaining. And I just hit the other guys up because at least three of them are content creators, and two of them are pretty much pro players or will be in the upcoming Vainglory season. And, I thought we have a lot of interesting things to say. We all have these different backgrounds, and we all, not just in Vainglory, but anything we talk about, we have interesting perspectives. We get along well. And I told the guys, hey, would you mind if I kind of like turn our conversations into a podcast? And they were all for it, and I'm kind of always wanted to do this. I listen to podcasts a lot, and I find them much better like background audio for driving rather than just listening to music every day, all day. So for those of you that are into podcasts, I think you'll enjoy this. If you're into podcasts and Vainglory, or if you like content creation as a topic, those are the things that we're going to talk about the most probably. But I'm trying not to limit the guys, and I want to make this as informal as possible. It's not going to be like a hosted podcast where I always come with talking points and we only do this structured type podcast. It's just us talking. And that's kind of where the name comes from, like Conversing in Vain. It's both in vain as in vainglory, and then also in vain as pointless, like you're doing it in vain. So kind of a double meaning there is what I was going for, because the conversations don't really matter, but I kind of like that about them. So I hope you guys like it. I'm going to let the two guys I have on this first two episodes introduce themselves. If you don't know me, I was a Vainglorious player. I wouldn't call myself one now. I didn't play 3v3 ranked for a while. I used to make videos. I don't, or at least haven't for a long time. Um, but yeah, in my low 30s. I'm an old dude in this scene. Older than all the people I'll be talking to.
Alrighty. Um, my in-game name is Louis Vuitton Don. You should follow me. On Twitter, it's VG Louis Vuitton. And yeah, I'm a VG Gold Saw player. But I'm not that good.
He's a not that good VG Gold player, right?
Um, my IGN on live is NeonFire. My Twitter is at NeonFire_. Yeah, I'm VG Gold, but I'm pretty boosted, so.
Oh, yeah.
I've been having some problems with matchmaker. At least, I don't know, maybe I'm just always tilted, but I just played a game against you. I don't know if you know my Smurf, Don, but I just played a game against you.
Yeah, I thought that was you.
Dude, I was so fucking tilted. My two people on my team were just constantly pinging, and then every time surrender would come up, they'd surrender, and we weren't even doing that bad.
Yeah.
So
that game was really toxic. I remember that. It wasn't even fun for like our side. We just had to, I don't know. It's just one of those games where you're just like forcing everything because everyone's bad.
Yeah. Well, the guy you were with was really good. Your roamer.
Yeah.
I don't know who that was.
I was with my brother, yeah.
It seemed like you two were really good, and then I don't remember. There was somebody decent on my team, and I'm bad, but I was better than my teammates, which is kind of sad because I shouldn't be when I'm not roaming.
Yeah, you were playing CP Jewel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured if I'm gonna not roam, I might as well do something I enjoy playing.
Yeah.
But like, so speaking about matchmaker for that, like I haven't played on that account ranked in forever. I think I'm like SA silver they gave me for ranked 5v5. But obviously you're a good player, and Matchmaker knows you're a good player. And yet somehow you matched onto the other team, and I guess I'm your equivalent on the other side. Like they thought that was fair. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
now both teams are balanced. And then I swear to God, the rest of the people in the match were like, nobody's been higher than tier 7 ever.
hmm
Not in 3v3. I just don't. I don't know if there's
Yeah,
not
when
enough
you
people playing, so they're just filling, or if maybe you hit max Q. Like, those are the only legit reasons I could think that that match would have
I
happened.
I think I was max, but
Okay.
yeah, they balance matches like that where if you have someone like who's VG gold or like VG silver like pretty high, then they tend to like they tend to just try to balance that on the other side with like more VG silvers or something, and then generally like really low players on my team because I had like 3 credible threats, but I don't know. It didn't really matter. End of the day.
Yeah, so like their balancing act was because I'm lower than you, they give me like hotness, guys, and you get the
Right.
credible threats, and
And I
that
get like
balances
cred
out.
threats.
Like
Yeah, it
what?
doesn't even matter.
Like
Yeah.
what average? I don't know if they're using the median or the mean or something, but it's wrong. However they're doing it is wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
And what I'm worried about is that it means there's not enough people playing, or
Yeah.
or or it needs to like progressively widen. I don't know if they already do this, but it needs to like progressively widen the search parameters rather than just waiting till it hits max Q and then just throwing, you know,
Uh-huh.
whoever just downloaded the game into it. I know people that just downloaded it can't play, but it really does feel like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I think they talked about it on stream today, like a little bit. Surprise birthday got on, but
Yeah,
I didn't get to catch
I
all of
watched
it.
some of that. I thought it was interesting how downplaying he was of. I mean, he would know, but I've always heard MMR was a bigger deal than he was making it sound like.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they've always been against using the word elo for what in the past they've called VST, but he was just throwing it around like it is the proper term.
yeah. Like he was saying, like MMR is only like in the party you're in, and for that set, like for the queue, like for that set queue. But that's not what like other people have been saying about what MMR is. So like I don't know, it's confusing.
Yeah, Vainglory tweeted the exact like timestamp of when he talked about that. I found it interesting. I didn't watch the whole thing. I probably should, at least when he was talking about it. But the main reason I brought this up is I'm terrible. Like compared to you guys, I'm terrible at this game, and I know that. So if I am dealing with like these frustrations of having shitty teammates, I can't imagine how you guys feel about these people.
Yeah. Prior to the game that I played with you, I had 2 games where I was so tilted I didn't even want to play. Like I just had I don't know. I had these like the worst situation for me is when like I'm playing bot or something and like my team didn't have a roam and then they just have like 3 people bot side the whole time. So obviously like I'm losing that lane and then we're like still losing 2 of the lanes. And that's just not fun at all.
Yeah, because
But
with
I don't know.
5v5, it's not like you can single-handedly. It feels much more. I mean, I guess just math-wise, you wouldn't be able to, but it feels like you're not going to be able to change the course of the game by yourself.
Yeah,
No, yeah, not really. Especially if I'm like bot weapon heroes generally. So like that's mostly like early to mid game snowballs and stuff. But yeah,
And I played one
maybe if you're
earlier
playing like
where 3 of my teammates, I was roaming, but 3 of my teammates didn't build defense, and so we were kicking ass for like the first 12 minutes, and then we just started
yeah,
getting destroyed because a fountain and a crucible only do so much in a team fight, and I feel like
yeah,
that's like I'm not going to assume everybody's worse than me because they're not like the people I'm complaining about. They could just have a bad game or whatever. But I feel like one of the things people don't get is how much of a team thing this is. Like everybody just wants to do their own thing. Like if they want to play a squishy hero that primarily just builds all damage, they're just going to do that. even if there's already two people on your team that selected. Like, I think that one, it was like Scarf, Varia, and Jewel, and they all built just all damage. Or like in draft, like if I pick Fortress first, like obviously if you pick something that dives or complements diving, that would be good for our team. But nobody's thinking about that in draft. They're just like, I want to play Celeste. It's like, all right, well, I don't know what I can do as Fortress because I can't frontline if you're not coming with me.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a problem in like every MOBA though. Just players being selfish and solo queue and stuff. That's why the game, I don't know, it's so different, but it's just so much more fun when, you know, you're playing with a team and you're all coordinated and stuff.
Yeah, but it's just realistically, a Vainglory especially, people aren't going to be able to play at the same time. I assume most people play this game, you know, that aren't around a computer. Like, that's why they're playing it.
Mm-hmm.
So if most people are playing like on the go, not everybody's going to be able to sync up schedules. I don't know. That's the problem I have a lot. Like, I'd love to play with people, but like recently Tinker hasn't been streaming because he's been having internet issues, and that's usually who I play with. And so I just found myself solo queuing. Maybe that's more a dig of me because I don't have friends, but...
No, hit me up. Hit me up. Always looking for teammates.
No, I feel... Honestly... Maybe this is unwarranted, but I feel like you're too good for me, and I don't want to... Like, if I play with you and I make us lose the game, I'm going to be like, oh, fuck. He's thinking bad things about me.
You're a roam, and you're good. Like, I mean, that's awesome. You're a better roam than, like, 99% of the people that we get solo queue. So, we'd be destroying.
I appreciate you lying to me. For a moment, I feel good about myself.
No. I mean, you're a Vainglory roam, like, higher than most players.
True.
I don't know.
But I think, like, when they used to throw around the stats that, like, I think it was 0.5%. So, like, 0.05, what is it? 0.005% of people are vainglorious or above, was, I think, what they used to say. But I think that includes people that, like, just created an account, never played again, people that have never ranked.
Oh, yeah. I
think if you include everybody, like, you have to have played ranked games, those numbers go way down. So it's not like they're lying, but I think 10%. I think people think differently of it.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but I heard it was like around 10% at each tier. But I don't know. Could be wrong. Because it would make sense to have some tiers, like, stack up more than others. So I don't know how accurate that is.
I had seen it a couple times on Reddit, and then I posted like an angry, like, hoping to get a full reset thing. And Nivmet responded to me, and I appreciate him responding to me, but basically he just said, you know, you're in the top 0.05% of players, and even the people who are POA and above are like the top 1% of players. So
what the hell?
Basically,
wait, no way.
It was something crazy like that, dude. I'm not far off. Like maybe 3%. POA and above is like the top 3% of players. I can go find the stat, but like I said, I'm not far off. It's not 10% for sure. It's not 10%. I would be surprised if it's higher than 5. So he didn't really have a point of it other than what's happening to me isn't happening to enough people that it should be fixed. And so basically, like, my argument was invalidated because of that, because I can't complain, because what I want could make more people mad than just what's current. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I say the same thing about, like, balancing, but...
And, like, I find myself bitching a lot about the game, but I'm not doing it just because I enjoy complaining. I'm doing it because I hope it gets fixed. But then people will be like, well, what's your solution? It's like, dude, they're not paying me money to fix this game. I'm just a player. I don't know what, like, I get normally you shouldn't complain. You should also offer solutions, but this is like a complex problem. I don't have all the data in front of me. Make me an intern at the lair for a month and I'll figure it out, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think they're doing right? Like, what has been big success lately with the game? Because there's been a lot of failures, even by their own admission. And I don't want to just shit on the game, because obviously we're still enjoying it and playing it.
No, yeah, me neither. But what have they knocked out of the park recently? I don't know. They continued making badass skins per use.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like their skins are really fucking nice.
Their
Skin game on point.
Still unreal.
Yeah.
No, like the art team there is really talented. They're doing
They're
like
incredible.
really good fucking jobs.
Yeah. That Grumshaw skin, I love that. I keep saying that, but I love that skin.
It's really smart. I wish it wasn't like intellectual property and they could just call it Demigorgon. Because everybody knows that's exactly what it is. If you watched,
they did the same thing with that one Fortress skin. I don't even know. Okay, I'll say this, but they called it Direwolf originally.
Right,
yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Is it still? It's not called that anymore, is it?
It is.
Oh, it is.
It's
okay,
still,
well,
I think it's Direwolf. Yeah.
Never mind.
But
okay,
Direwolf is. I think it was an actual thing.
Was it?
Yeah, I think they used.
It wasn't from the Game of Thrones universe.
Yeah, no,
I'm not sure.
It's
okay.
It's used outside of just that one thing, whereas the Demogorgon's like pretty specific.
Yeah, true that. It looks sick though.
I mean, I don't know. There's been a lot of bad stuff happening lately.
And then so they let a lot of people go, and Jeremy's not here, and I'm sure he has a non-disclosure agreement, so there's some stuff he can't talk about. But he was part of this run of people, and then Playoff Beard. I mean, I don't know for sure that he got let go, but if you read his tweets, it definitely doesn't sound like it was his choice. Because usually, if somebody's going to leave a good job, they're going somewhere. You know what I mean? People aren't just I'm quitting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a new baby and I'm quitting.
You
don't do that as an adult.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering what's going on behind the scenes. And if the problems they've had are related to either the letting goes are happening because of it, because they let people go that they needed, or Playoff Beard happened after all this stuff. Maybe he didn't do his job enough after, and they're like, "Fuck you, you're out of here."
Possibly, I don't know.
Because what's he in charge of? Responding to the community, right?
I believe so.
I don't know, but he was sort of like the face of Vainglory. He's always in every stream. He's always at all the live events. At the in the analyst desk or whatever. He's super involved.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I don't know what he actually does. Showing your face on camera isn't something you get paid for. It's not what Nivmet gets paid for. They'll put him on there, but he doesn't get paid because he shows up on dev streams, At least I don't think. But I see Nivmet even more than Playoff Beard.
Yeah.
It says GM, esports, and editorial for Vainglory. Isn't he a co-founder too? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think they plucked him from EA or something. You could be right. I don't really know. I looked into his background once. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it was something, he had a really important role there.
Yeah.
How many actual competitive teams are there? Sorry, this is kind of a segue. I've been thinking about the esports side of it because I don't really have.
There's competitive. There's Child's Play, aka Misfits. That's 3. I guess Nova has a roster, but I don't know. It's kind of that's 4, and then all the others are unannounced or whatever, or to be determined. I don't know.
So the people that competed in VIS Pro, really only 4 of them were a team, or like an actual
Well,
competitive team?
Iraqi has a team, but like they're not under an org or anything.
Right.
It's just like he got players together and like they're just playing together.
Right. And half the Hammers team for VIS like isn't actually Hammers.
Yeah.
They're just like playing.
And then I know Vision that was just for a VIS thing. It's not like the actual roster.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. I think that's it.
Misfits. Yeah. So
Does
like
play
less
TSM, or they don't know if TSM's gonna pick them up.
I mean, it's like 99%.
Unofficially, they're TSM. Yeah. They're TSM.
They just haven't like officially made the announcement yet.
Yeah.
You were saying
TSM
something before about Vainglory needs to release something like who's the franchises now or something, right? Is that a thing? Is that why teams are waiting? Or orgs are waiting, I should say?
Yeah. I believe so.
I know some of the orgs are specifically waiting on that. So like because on the franchise spots.
Yeah, exactly. Because some teams still have what are they, like VG8 spots or something?
Yeah.
Like guaranteed from last year.
Vision has
Vision still has one, but they don't have like a team.
Well, yeah, and Finesse Gods have a VPL spot.
Oh yeah, Finesse Gods are a competitive team too.
Yeah,
because they have a spot.
Yeah.
Didn't they take Gangstars? Or no?
No, I don't. Gangstars
got kicked out. No, yeah, and Echo Fox got kicked out too. They both lost their VG spots.
Echo Fox is gone. They're not.
Yeah, Echo Fox is leaving, I think.
They already left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gangstars is like still unsure what they're gonna do.
So what I guess what I'm getting to is are there even 8 teams, like 8 legit teams? Because Cloud9 had a spot, right? And they left.
Yeah, that's true. Someone needs to. Oh, I know Nova has a spot, and they have a team. Nova, Tribe, TSM, Finesse Gods
as well.
Rogue has a spot.
Who's on Rogue, or are they even still in it? Did Rogue compete?
There's probably still 8. No, we didn't. Rogue didn't sign up. Okay. So yeah, we just forgot. But they still have a what's it called? A VIS spot? VPL spot? Yeah, they have a VPL spot.
Okay, and VPL is Vainglory Premier League? That's what they're calling it?
Yeah, that's it.
Formerly Vainglory 8, formerly Evil 8?
Yeah. I can't follow it all, but yeah.
And what was their reasoning for waiting, on doing competitive? Just because
they said they wanted to give, they wanted to let players feel practice on 5v5. They didn't want to rush into it and have them be lost or whatever. But I don't know. They're saying preseason starts. Yeah,
in less than a month. April 14th.
Less than a month. Yeah.
That's 3 weeks. Jeez.
Yeah.
So, and they still haven't said anything about the franchise spots or anything. So I don't know.
I think
what they're planning on doing.
I think the only official team is Tribe, right? They're the only
the org the
team that have announced.
Yeah,
announced the roster. Yeah.
Everything else is unofficial stuff that hasn't been announced or anything.
That's crazy.
And I guess Misfits, but Misfits isn't a VPL team. I don't know, maybe they're getting Cloud9 spot or whatever. I don't know about that, but
yeah, because they were still in Challengers, right? Or
they didn't make it to VG8 though. Back when it was Vision and Finesse Gods that made it in, but Misfits didn't get in, so they don't have a VPL spot. But I don't know if they're gonna get I don't know, because since they have a roster, I mean, maybe SEMC will just like give it to them. I don't know.
Well, they're
Yeah.
gonna have to like pick a team, basically, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to
Yeah.
get at. Like, there's not 8. I mean, I didn't pay a ton of attention to VIS Pro, but it didn't seem like there was 8 solid teams right now.
Yeah.
No,
No,
there's not. There's not.
And fucking preseason starts in like 3 weeks, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be like VPL, like it's gonna be official SCMC stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, and the only
what's gonna
announcement they
happen.
did about it was like the one where they actually announced what it was called. There's no
Yeah.
other like information.
Yeah, they're gonna have to formalize and finalize a lot of that stuff soon. It could be happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, I used to
we
be in
just
that
don't know.
chat, but like I got snuck in there, so I just lurked for a long time. I'm
What,
not
like
interested
the-
if like any information's actually coming down on the backside.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I thought they had an article in it. I mean, it said like the format and stuff. Of
Yeah, well, there's
VPL.
They
that's the
did.
one they announced. That's on their website,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it says everything. It says the dates. I like that
It
we're
said
not having to
there's-
play EU anymore. I think that's actually better.
It said that there's 8 teams, right? I think it said that officially.
Yeah,
8
well,
teams.
it said 8 teams are going to be participating, but they didn't say like the teams.
Yeah, they didn't say which teams because they don't. I
They
mean, I
don't
think
even
they
know.
for certain. No, they don't know because they haven't released enough information for teams to like shore up a roster.
Mhm.
Yeah, it just says the top 4. Yeah, it shows like 8 teams, but it says the top 4 will compete.
Yeah,
To see who the final.
Wait, really?
Is. Yeah,
Oh, but
but if there's top
I think
4,
it's the
there's
top.
obviously
Are you
more
saying?
than the playoff format. The top 4 teams, determined by
Oh,
point
okay,
standing,
yeah.
will conclude each split by playing in a single elimination online tournament. So there has
and
to
then
be at
how are
least 5.
they doing like the knockout thing? Is that 2 teams at the bottom will play challenger teams?
Yeah, I think that's still the same. That's the bottom two.
Challenge battles? Yeah, it's down at the bottom of the article.
Yeah. So that's cool.
I was kind of excited about 5v5. I thought this was going to be like the height of competitive and it was going to get better, but it seems like it's getting worse.
Yeah, well, I mean, it still hasn't officially started yet, so we'll see. But, I mean, I think 5v5 competitive matches are a lot more fun and interesting than 3v3.
Yeah, but although the like camera work and casters, I think we need at least one more caster and like 2 cameramen.
Yeah,
Because
I
it's
agree.
too much to fucking keep track of. But
Yeah.
watching, to be honest, for me, watching a lot of VIS Pro wasn't that exciting. But the last match, the Child's Play versus Tribe, was really good. Like I was into it.
Yeah, that was dope.
I cared about the outcome. There's some crazy long fights. That's one cool thing about 5v5. It feels like you can't predict the winner of fights really early like you could in 3v3.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of tell what each team's win conditions are, at least for individual fights. And if somebody got those off, you knew it was going to go their way. But 5v5, maybe it's just my lack of understanding of the mode, but I feel like I don't know what's going to happen.
That's
yeah,
exciting.
it's like a
That's
pretty
awesome.
big game. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty hard to tell.
Is
Yeah,
Fortress
Tribe
good right
and-
now? You guys
Yeah,
are
he's pretty
pros.
damn good.
Okay, I feel like
Yeah,
Fortress
he's
is super good.
Tribe picks him every chance that they get.
But
They
Yeah.
don't have
every
Turn
time I
Walker.
pick him online, of course I'm going by what people are telling me, but they're like, he's trash, he's terrible, and then every time the enemy team picks him, I get shit on. Fortress and Samuel just absolutely shit on me.
Yeah, they're monsters.
Yeah, Samuel's broken too.
For like Samuel Taka, is it because they have sustain? Is that what's making them so good, or?
Yes, Samuel's really good at getting through the laning phase because he's sustained, and he's hella strong early, so he can like rotate to top and bottom and help them a lot. Or just sustain in the zone and kind of have top and bottom be 2-man each. So like 2-1-2 for the lanes. And yeah, Taka just is tanky as hell and has a lot of natural base damage. So he can outtrade like a lot of characters without any offensive items. Which is pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because of his kit and the fact that he heals when he disengages, which is stupid.
Mm-hmm. And his stupid like his 5, what are they called?
The
House,
key sets
I don't know.
or House of
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't even know what they do, but they make him do more damage somehow.
So who can trade with him in laning? Like
no one.
No one. He doesn't have any counters at all, really. I mean, you can kind of shut him down a little bit just by clearing faster than him. But I mean, not
when he has his 5 stacks
really.
up, he clears pretty fast, and then once he gets the banner, like GG.
Yeah.
The only possible way is like pressure, like putting 2-3 people in his lane and like pressuring him and like ganking him. But
you have to
if it's
like
1-on-1, like he's not gonna lose at all to any
hero. Is there anybody
hero.
else like that really has no counter in lane?
Kroll doesn't really have any counters in lane either. Don't you think?
I feel like Kroll's easier to handle, like early game. Like you can bully him more easier.
Well, don't compare him to Taka.
True.
I'm just thinking like, who else when you see him get picked as lane, you're like, fuck.
Alpha is pretty.
We lost this game.
Alpha's pretty busted. Yeah, she's so much fun. I love Alpha in lane, top or bottom.
Is that
weapon
always
or
weapon?
CP? No, you can play it CP too.
It's mostly weapon, but CP's
It's honestly, I had a match the other day where I played CP Alpha into Vox, and it's super easy matchup. It's crazy. You just need to get Aftershock, and then you heal so much, and then just keep using your B on the enemy, and then once you get 3 stacks, you just A in, and it outtrades Vox really
her
hard.
damage does seem like ridiculous.
Yeah, she's pretty broken. It's not really fun.
Unless you're playing her.
Yeah.
Then it's not fun.
True that. I think Ozo's underrated in lane as well.
Weapon?
Like I don't know about weapon. I haven't really tested that much, but I like playing like CP bot Ozo because he just, I don't know, he sustains more than most top laners and he does a lot of damage.
What are you building on him? Aftershock Stormcrown?
I go like, I start with a book and then defense, and then I build Aftershock, and then Broken Myth. And sometimes before I get Broken Myth, I'll get like a 2 or 3 defense item. It's pretty solid. Or you can play him in top and like go like hella tanky with like Stormcrown. Either or.
How is he clearing so well with his jump? Is that what's clearing minions? His jump and his A because of the CC damage?
Yeah, his jump and his A. Yeah. He clears relatively fast.
I have like no
Not
history with Ozo.
Yeah, needs to.
He's been like, I know he's had his moments, but at least at my level, he's always been a potato or just like a troll pick. So I don't.
Yeah. He's still pretty troll. Like, I don't know. He could probably be shut down, but I think he's good. I don't know.
I also feel like because Mortal Wound's so easy to get on people with Spellfire, it's like it shuts them down a lot too.
Yeah.
Have you guys like had that bug where like you have a shiv or like a Spellfire and you're like hitting them, but they're not actually getting mortal wounded? Or is that just me?
No.
I don't play enough.
Sounds like age.
To know that, but our lane to know
Weird. Yeah, like sometimes when I have a shiv, like it'll work most of the time, but sometimes like it doesn't show mortal wounds on the hero. I don't know if there's like a cap or I don't know.
I wonder if it's still
I don't know.
applying. It's just not showing visually.
Yeah, that's what also I was thinking too. It might still be applying, but it doesn't say mortal
We need an
wounds.
analyst.
I don't know. Yeah.
I do not know.
I've been thinking a lot about like what the difference is between, like, if I'm playing with somebody and I feel like they kind of got a good head on their shoulders for the game and they know what they're doing versus like the people that don't. Like, what are the, if I was going to make some clickbaity article about, I don't know, maybe even Dionzo just did something like this, but like the 5 things you're not doing that you should be or something, right? Because
Yeah.
it seems like
Pro
it should
players
be
hate
pretty
him.
easy.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about
The
like
5
advanced
tips.
split pushing, like when to know when to fight or leave, like just basic shit that people aren't doing.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think, Neon?
What do I think?
Yeah, what are the,
when
what
you
are the
play with
top
somebody
things?
shitty, like what are the things they're not doing? Either things they are doing that are wrong or things they aren't doing that they should be doing.
I see a lot of people like try and be really aggressive and their flask is down. Or like they just don't use it. I don't know if they don't have it up or like they just don't press it, but like flask is like really important, I feel. It gives you like a shit ton of heal, it gives you a huge barrier. Like you can make plays with it. So like if you know you have it up and like you know the other player doesn't have it up because they use it or whatever, like you can aggress on them or like it could change like not a team fight, but or like I'm saying like more like one-on-one like
right.
lane situations,
lane trades and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
I definitely do that.
Yeah.
Or don't do that, I guess.
That's what I like to hear.
I think
know.
it's mostly like first of all, I don't think about my flask and their flask. I do when it's weird. I do when I play captain, but I feel like because I'm not good at it when I lane, like I have so much going on in my head. Like I guess farming takes up so much of my mental capacity that I can't like I'll trade with them. Like I always want to fight, but I don't like calculating those other things doesn't go into it.
Yeah. It's the same way for me when I'm playing captain, honestly. I always forget to flask when I'm playing captain because I have like 6 activate.
Yeah.
Well, I rarely have 6, but I have activatables.
But you got probably, if it's a decent game, you always have 4 plus your flask.
Yeah.
Unless you're every captain that plays captain when I don't. And then you just have Storm Crown Aftershock.
Cool down, baby. Let's get those items.
That's going to do it for this week, guys. Thank you for listening. If there's anything you'd like to hear us talk about or you have questions about, please hit me up on Twitter or any of the other guys on Twitter, and we might just talk about it on the show. I will upload the second half of our conversation very soon, and then we'll have next week's podcast coming up right after that.